Courtney and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna be doing the 3 neon looks that I promised you guys last year. For this particular video, I was mostly inspired by the Melt Cosmetics Amor y Mariposas collection. It was with the butterflies and all the beautiful colors. This is what that palette looks like. It was like a whole collection that they had. I went ahead and got the entire collection with the eyeliners, with the blush palette and everything like that. Some of the eyeliners didn't quite work for some of my looks, so I did have to delete those. But the ones that did work, you're gonna see in the video. I did use a few other palettes. Whatever you have in your collection that's similar, just use that. All right, so I think that's everything for the intro. If you guys are curious on how to create these 3 looks, then please continue to watch. To start off, our lids are primed, and we're gonna take the Mariposas palette, and going into the shade Perla, I'm gonna begin to blend that into and slightly above the crease, following the natural curve of my eye, but slightly exaggerated and slightly exaggerating the outer edge by winging it sort of outward. Next, I'm taking Abuelita and blending out the edge of that first shade, continuing to exaggerate outward and lift the crease a little more. After that, I'm taking Nube to the outer V and blending it into the other 2 shades. To be honest, you could start with this shade and add the other 2. This works especially beautifully if you're dealing with pigments that turn muddy and sort of fight each other, but this palette is pretty generous in that regard. I'm gonna take a wipe to clean that up, swiping in the direction I want my wing to flow. Next, I'm taking my favorite shape from the palette, Michoacan. I might be butchering these names, but I'm gonna place that on the lid, leaving a bit of the inner eye corner and lid space open. Going into Cielito Lindo to fill in that inner section we left open. I wanted to use my Fenty FlyLiner with this look to create my wing. I feel like it gives a little bit more movement because it's more of a satin type of liner instead of matte. Next, I'm gonna use Piggy Bank from Colourpop to line my waterline. Taking the shade Almohada from the palette, I'm gonna run that on my lower lash line. Then going back into Nube, just on that outer lower lash line for just a little bit of dimension. I'm gonna go back into Abuelita to blend out that lower lash line situation. We're gonna add lashes and mascara, and that's it for look 1. For the second look, I'll be using Sassy Siennas from Dose of Colors, and another throwback from Kaleidos, the Futurism 4 VR Neon. To start off, I'm using Sassy Siennas and taking the last shade in the palette, and I'm gonna apply it to my outer V and slightly into my crease. Next, I'm gonna take the reddish brown next to it and apply that to the rest of my crease, running it over the edge of the top of the first shade we put down, blending as I go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease here. You could use a primer or a concealer, whatever floats your boat, but you're gonna follow your eye shape, and if you have more of a hooded eye, you're gonna wanna place it a little higher than your crease. Then going into that VR Neon's beautiful green, we're gonna top off that primer situation, placing that all over the lid, making sure we keep that color nice and saturated. I'm also gonna take that dark brown and blend that outer edge. I'm gonna go ahead and create my liner here. Next, I'm taking Joy from Tres Luces to line my waterline. Then going back into the dark brown and blending out the entire lower lash line. Moving up into the outer wing and blending there as well. I'm gonna take my primer to my inner eye corner and I'm gonna sort of blend into the crease a little bit as well as bring it down on my inner lower lash line. I'm gonna add the yellow shade from the VR Neon palette and put that on top. I'm gonna sort of tap it in first, then blend out those edges to sort of make like a cohesive look. I also want the yellow to sort of blend in with both the green and the browns. Add lashes and mascara, and that's look 2. For the last look, I'm going into the Festival palette from Juvia's Place. And with prime lids, I'm taking Ofala. I don't know why I said that with the accent, but into the crease. I always go into and slightly above, but it is going to depend on your eye shape. I'm also stopping right before the inner corner crease. Next, I'm taking Manwu to blend out the crease, but to also fill in the inner crease area where we stopped before. I want a nice gradient from light to richer peach. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up that outer area per usual. Returning now to the Mariposas palette, I'm taking Mariposas to the lid. Then using Odagwu for the inner lid space. You could use Tequila from the Melt palette, but it does lean peachy to gold glitter versus the cooler gold tone I was kind of going for. But to each their own. I'm gonna go ahead and do some blend work with these shades, going back and forth as needed to sort of resaturate if necessary. Then I'm gonna take my ABH liquid liner to create my wing. After the face, I'm gonna use Erigi from the Festival and run that along my lower lash line heavily. Next, I'm taking Insomniac from Colourpop to the lower lash line. After my lashes, I did want to add a little more drama to the look, so I did take, I wanna say Vili. We're gonna pretend like I pronounced all these names correctly, but anyway, I'm gonna take that from the Festival palette to the inner eye corner, add mascara, and that is the last look. Guys, that about does it for me. Hopefully this video was fun, inspiring, entertaining. If so, please give me a thumbs up. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video if it's in your heart to do so, and I will see you guys in the next one.